we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. Pinches it off him. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Zaire Emery, he's on it, can he get away? Swings in across, Adams with the clearance. Picked out Rafael Leao! And beyond the defence, Rashford with the cross.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Looking for a runner. So Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Played through for the wide man. He's being urged to shoot. That pass isn't the best. Rijkaard is always looking to break line. He's going for goal! Neither side yet able to find the net. De Jong. Rafael Leao, Cherki, Rijkaard. Passes coming off in quick succession here. He's had a shot! chance missed.
Cherky cannot be that slow, and it took the sting out of the break and a big chance wasted.
Mbappe. Now that looks a decent ball. This looks promising. Ball swung in. He's having a pop! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders. And it's McAllister. That has ended up in no man's land. De Jong. Schneider. Laid out to the left flank. Threads one in. De Jong. Over to the right flank. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Van Dijk. Schneider. Schneider going face to face with his great rival. Nunez receives it in a good shape to shoot. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Lovely feet. Flashes getting up there. Goal! Manchester United! It was a great header. The invitation was irresistible and the finish unerring.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
First breakthrough.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Tries a shot! And he hits the net! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous. And that's it. Sight this is, the colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Some terrific scenes here in Barcelona. My goodness me, it's made even better by 100,000 supporters in full voice. So we're very much on the way now. With so many teams now playing just one up front, Jim, it's easy to forget, isn't it, that strike partnerships used to be the norm.
Absolutely, Peter, but partnerships have proven themselves to be very productive over the years. They carry more might.
And we've had some legendary ones, haven't we?
Yeah, and how it usually works is that you've got one target man with the other striker playing off him and just looking to add another little bit of devilment.
The ball is loose and the chase is on. Short changes him with that pass. It's Lewandowski! And he's really put himself on the line here.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
That has earned a reprieve for the time being. Ball swung in. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Shoots! Had a swing, but it wasn't to be.
Well, I think his mind was made up the way that ball arrived, and I certainly admire his willingness to hit the volley.
Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Berbatov was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. What's going wide left? He's in a great position here. Good take and he's brought him down and it is a penalty. Ukraine present their opponents with the best possible chance here. So the most significant moment of the game. Brilliant save from Donnarumma!
Once the save was made, the change to both mindsets could be hugely telling now.
He's picked his way through, getting up there! Oh, not this time, but a lot of applause for the thought.
I think we can expect a few more of those now. Better timing was all that was required.
And the pass is intercepted. Oh, nicely intercepted. Can he get it through? Pass somewhat off target. And reclaimed it in a trice. It's a really well-measured ball. Now that looks a decent ball. Deflected behind for a corner kick. This is their second corner of the game. Rashford with the short one. Schlotterbeck. That's rather hopeful. Oh, quite a hit and quite a touch too.
A good disguise on that though. I don't think many people would have expected him to absolutely clatter it the way he did.
Al-Kubasi gets it away. So Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, it's plain for all to see who has settled into this game with the greater superiority. Now for a goal.
He has found the way through. Oh, he's been flattened there. Tries a shot! Goal! Barcelona! He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
You felt it was coming. 1-0. Well, Lewandowski! And no mistake. And they're threatening to fly away here. There was no getting to that. No getting to it at all. Expertly done.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
Barcelona are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, their manager seems to have...
Takes a shot! And a neat finish! Back to within one! Interesting! So smooth. A signature finish.
Just the sort of forward pass he's been looking for. Very telling.
Shift in momentum, perhaps.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
And it's McAllister. Oh, well played, well sorted out. 15 minutes till half-time. Threads one in. Thinks about... And the shot! In he goes again. Goal! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
And that's great movement from him. He instinctively knew that.
Oh, great leap! Oh, it's come loose. Oh, he's been caught on it here. And that should get the job done. He's going to have to tune his rangefinder before the next one. It's Lewandowski! That's another chance. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Yamal goes long. That has not gone well. McAllister, Lewandowski, and he shoots! And no mistake. Pretty loose pass. And it's made its way to him. Oh, a gilt-edged chance! And the shot! Goal, Ukraine! And he is away! The launch of a brand new hero. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
De Jong. Yamal. That has been cut short. Van Dijk. De Jong. And he plays one through. Berbatov. He's made sure that's not getting through. And the referee has blown for half-time. Well, we have quite a thrilling narrative here. Despite their early setback, they are now the ones in the driving seat. And all of a sudden, things are looking pretty rosy. And we are up to the break.
Well, I can tell you it's been an absolutely fantastic watch, Peter. I wish I could come here every week. It's been wonderfully open, wonderfully tense, and beautifully unpredictable now.
So everyone needs a breather here. 5 goals we've seen already. It is good, very good. It's 3-2. Second half is up and running. That has been slung wide. Tries to pass it through. Plays it across. Oh, shooting chance! And the keeper couldn't hold it. And that's a tidy finish. What remarkable powers of recovery.
Oh, what a fabulous game this is. It just keeps getting better and better.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Oh, he was definitely fully focused on.
Terrific effort! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Rafael Leao really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Corner number 4 coming up here. There's the header! It's fallen kindly here. What a wonderful goal!
Boom! There we go. And it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
Ukraine leading now. Not the most accurate pass. De Jong. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
McAllister. That pass isn't the best. Pull it. Well played. That has knocked out the danger. Now, can they get him away? That pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Barcelona clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
That is ended ended up in no man's land. Belletti. No, that's been intercepted. The less said about that pass, the better. That's a little off target. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona. El dorsal 14. Berbatov.
McAllister.
El dorsal.
It's going across goal.
El dorsal.
Oh, important interception.
Serán sustituidos por el dorsal 17. El dorsal 5.
Julie.
Juli. El dorsal
Lovely
15.
pass, but can he get there? And that's a simple one for the keeper.
Barcelona really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Great ball if he can get there. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Rashford. That's an imaginative pass. Well read, nice interception. Searching pass he's played there. Crosses it in. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is. Now it's Rashford. That'll be a throw-in.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona. El dorsal 18. El dorsal 21. Serán sustituidos por el dorsal 19. El dorsal 20.
Pepe kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. That pass has been well intercepted. Pass somewhat off target. He's a sharp little ball here. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off and it wasn't the best decision. Barcelona really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Knocks it into space. Always onto this. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Ukraine clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Yamal. Julie gets across to intercept that. Now it's Dani Olmo. Aimed beyond the defence. Mbappe has it out wide and in space. Tries to get it clear.
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Ukraine needed that. They really needed it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Donate calmly anticipates.
Habrá 3 minutos de descuento.
That's a cute ball. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
We expected better, and so did he. He's going to be disappointed with that.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And that will be the final act. They are pumped. Boy, they're pumped. A tough win earned through the power of will. And this place is bouncing. welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter. It's great to be on board.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. We are just getting started. Well, we've got to expect Frank Lampard to be central to pretty much everything here, Jim, haven't we?
Without a doubt, he'll be amongst the busiest players out there, doing everything from breaking up play, distributing balls left and right, and of course making all of those surging runs from deep, looking to meet the ball just around that deep.
Well, that's the signature move, of course. That's what makes him so prolific.
And what a move it is, and not many midfielders score that many goals or are as clinical.
And just to confirm that the referee did issue a yellow card for that earlier incident. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
That pass isn't the best. Hazard. Now, can they get him away? That ball looks a good one. Look at the real chance! Goal!
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
Simplicity itself.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here, Peter. The defence might want to have a good look at themselves as to how they let it happen.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come. Oh, he's been caught napping! And the shot! Madrid are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Out towards the flank. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Can he spark a counter here? Konate spots it and intercepts. Rafael Leao.
Ukraine are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Del Piero takes the shot. No, not quite.
It wasn't the best strike, to be honest, Peter. The pass might have been a better option there.
He's intervened well there. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. Looking to play him in. He's got away. And he shoots! It's a goal! Right back in the game! That is so good, such sharp skills and such a delicious finish.
Oh, what a finish. I mean, an instinctive finish at that, and he probably didn't even have time to think about it too much.
Just 1 minute now.
Oh, we have a very different game on our hands now. All of a sudden, this one's totally up for grabs.
And it's Zanetti. And he's picked it up out wide. They get a throw in. Donatoni is always scanning the pitch for targets. Can he get it through? Schlotterbeck kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Zanetti. Nicely weighted ball. McAllister! Oh, he's given that plenty, but no. Van Dijk kept his eye on it, and he's there.
Just needs a little bit of fine-tuning.
Hazard. Now that looks a decent ball. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Engages and forces him off the ball. Tries to cross. Cleared away. Donatoni. And he was quick to react. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Threads one in. Oh, he's onto this. And Del Piero! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Ukraine are in need of a lift as we head up towards the break. Edmilson. Now it's Pato. McAllister. He won't be happy with that one. Check. And it's for Marlon. And it's been given away. Lewandowski! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
McAllister tearing after the ball here. Couldn't squeeze it through. And he's let fly. And that will sail harmlessly past.
No, it's a fair attempt. I think he felt he could line one up there. The odds were never really in his favour.
It's Asa! Oh, that is a fair try. And it's half-time. So we have here a genuinely competitive game with neither team truly in control. A single goal the difference at half-time. Either side holding back here. It has been quite a half this.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They want a good start in the second half.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. The second half is up and running.
Ukraine can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Oh, what's he done? Del Piero! And there's a goal. 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. Del Piero duly reaps his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their bearings.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
Madrid now in a position far more... It's Lewandowski! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Lewandowski really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Ukraine have their second corner now. Pato is someone who's always looking to catch the eye with his trickery. And it's McAllister. And the pass is intercepted. No, that's been intercepted. Madrid appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time. Well, there's the shot! That is decidedly lacking.
Ukraine certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Yeah, I think he's been told to play that role of the tactical pivot, spraying the ball about, sometimes driving it forward from the middle of the park.
Just eases him off the ball. Ball is bounced
They've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
Goes for a shot! And he should have made them pay.
Oh, it's very good running that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
He's whipped it across. Oh, that was vital. Latterly, that pass has been well intercepted. Zaire Emery. That caused a fair bit of alarm.
Oh, the technical control.
Oh, give it away. Edmilson. Howson. Silvestre. Oh, that's fabulous. Tries to play it through. Lewandowski. And he's managed to get free. McAllister receives it in a good position here. Shot at goal! Denied by an instinctive save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Great vision. Great. Tries a shot. It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Platini, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. Zaire Emery. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Oh, nicely intercepted. Tries to pass it through. Del Piero was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. He's shifting through the gears here. Aimed at the far. He's rising! Rijkaard. Lampard. Oh, that's well spotted. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
In he goes again.
Well taken goal. And they are dragging it back. Game on again.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
That has been drummed into him from such an early age, Peter. It almost came as second nature. He susses the keeper couldn't hold on to it, and he's there in a flash.
Shift in momentum, perhaps.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
He's in a great position here.
And Del Piero!
Could have won it there and then. He knows that. Oh, he knows it.
Oh, what a stunning save. Absolutely tremendous, and he's kept his team in it.
The Marlin promptly onto that, and that is that. And that could set him on his way. Lewandowski gets into a good position. Oh,
He leaps for it. Oh, good finish. And right near the end, we have parity.
satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and fed it perfectly.
So we have movement on both benches. So all square with almost no time remaining.
Credit where it's due. This is great attitude. Now the only question is whether there's enough in the tank to grab another. That's just playing it safe and simple.
Looking for options for movement.
Shapes to shoot!
period now on the verge of victory, save for a few potentially hectic final moments.
Well, I can wholeheartedly say, Peter, they deserve this, but has the opposition...
Oh, he's been caught on it here! Big chance! And that is certainly not what he had in mind. 5 minutes to add. Not a deception, his positioning was spot on. McAllister, lovely pass, but can he get there? Schlotterbeck. Zanetti. And here's Sam Maximin. It's a threatening ball. Quality ball. And that is it. A real high-octane conclusion. Ukraine were involved in a great game here, unpredictable in so many ways, but in the end they fell just short. Effort unrewarded. What a sight this is, a beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Thanks for the intro, Peter. I've been soaking up the atmosphere and I'm really looking forward to what lies in store.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So we're very much on the way now. While for anyone whose allegiances lie with the red half of Manchester, this man for so long was an unsung hero. One of the most decorated defenders in the English top flight. He is Mikhail Silvestre.
His game was all about versatility and durability, Peter. An astute defender in the middle, a fine ball carrier with a good engine, went out wide.
Yeah, and you can expect another busy shift from him here.
He's never shy.
Looking for the run. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Now it's Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao going face to... He's having a hit! A collective sigh of relief from the defence. Oh, that's well spotted. Rashford. Looking for options for movement. So, Jim, what has caught your eye in these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Now then, the ball's come loose. Looking to play him in. can get that clear. Aims beyond the defence. He has found the way through. Oh, great leap! Goal, Ukraine! He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
You felt it was coming. 1-0.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is it.
It's Asa! Oh, denied! Brilliantly!
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Madrid with the corner. They're first. Ukraine are looking to go forward now. And it's Rashford. Now, can they get him away? Oh, he's onto this. Madrid have a free kick. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Ukraine already with the upper hand and looking to turn it into something close to dominance. Shifted it to the flank. Rashford cross, towering header! Edmilson, he won't be happy with that one. McAllister! A real chance and a real let-off.
Certainly a bold attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shame he didn't work the keeper a bit more, though.
The pressing's intense and it's paid off. Minutes till half-time, and that has put paid to that. And this is Lewandowski. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point, and the score is 1-0. Nicely weighted ball. And Del Piero! That is delicious! A finish right from the top drawer. They have come roaring back.
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
That is a diamond of a goal. The planning immaculate, the execution brilliant. It's a shoots! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
And it's hoisted clear. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And now they can spring out of defence. Silvestre. Oh, he's trying to skip past his man. Ball's gone out of play. Quick ball upfield. Rashford is fouled. Lewandowski. Ball's gone astray. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Takes a shot! Goal, Ukraine! And they get themselves in front! And that is a genuine ground eat me up moment.
I think the defence really need to wake up here, Peter. They really shouldn't be getting caught out like that.
Ukraine with the lead. Edmilson. This is Del Piero.
Oh, great feat, that.
It's run loose. Who's going to get there? That's it, 45 minutes up. Well, the scoreline at half-time, a fair reflection of things overall, you'd have to say that. There was certainly no lack of effort or endeavour in the first half. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
Ukraine are up by the odd goal in three, just about shading things at the break. Back on the way then. Pato picks it up out wide. And he's picked it up out wide. He's gone for goal! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Great vision. Now it's McAllister. Chooses to go cross-field. That's been slipped through. The ball is...
Del Piero! Wonderful from Del Piero! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! They've done it again! It is incredible!
Well, this is just incredible. I mean, who would have seen this? Neither manager, I think. It's all happening.
The purest possible contact. What a fabulous strike.
Well, Peter, it would have taken something incredible for the keeper to keep that one out. It was absolutely spanked.
It is compelling, this. Utterly.
And Del Piero! Oh, nice. Just not quite.
Well, that was certainly bold, Peter. He's never short on confidence.
Well, that is one way to stop him. Rashford is the guilty party there. And he's going to have his name taken. Has a look and plays it forward. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
That looks a cracking ball. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Payeer Emery. Oh, easy pickings there. And this is built.
Goes for goal! And it's hit the woodwork and out!
That's really well manoeuvred. And he goes cross-field. McAllister is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Neither of these two want to come off second best.
Chance for a shot!
They've got to be quick to recover this. Oh, this looks sharp. Van Dijk calmly anticipates. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Knocks it into space. And this is Lewandowski.
Lewandowski! Goal, Ukraine! Into the lead once more.
It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Ukraine leading now.
Madrid really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Substitution for Ukraine. Number 9, Rashford. Number 17,
Quality ball.
Raphael Leao. Number 26, Robert Lewandowski.
Spread it left. Mbappe receives it in a wide position. Danny Olmo.
Coming on the field,
Neymar. A sharp little ball here. Dani Olmo. That pass isn't the best. Can he get it through? And there's green grass ahead. And Del Piero!
Madrid really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Now it's Sam Maximan. Dani Olmo. Messi. That's an excellent interception. Can he get on the end of this? And the pass is intercepted. Neymar. And it's Del Piero. Del Piero is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
That has ended up in no man's land. Well, we've seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Referee has just said play on. Vermaelen cuts out the pass. Yamal. And it's Olmo. No way through. Threads one in. It's played through for him.
Del Piero! Incredible! Just incredible!
What a delicious goal, stroked in like a maestro.
That is simply tremendous. I mean, how easy would it have been to get across it or overhit it? Perfection.
And there was his third, and boy, he looks the business, doesn't he just?
He has simply been truly awesome. He really has stamped his authority on this.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
It just goes to show you what determination can achieve. Okay, there isn't much time left, but if we have to find a winner now, there's no question who I'll...
And a header!
Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Neymar. Oh, that's delightful. Well, that's beautifully weighted. And he was quick to react. And that will be it. What a game. A contest of ferocity and marvellous talent from start to finish. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Listen, the more this game went on, a draw was always likely to be on the card. So overall, I don't think anyone will be complaining too much about what they've got.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. There's the whistle, and here we go. Who do you, Jim, see making a difference here?
I would say this guy, Ronald Araujo. You have a real defender's defender in him, Peter. And he may not be the best with the ball at his feet.
Tries a shot! In he goes again! He's scored!
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, Peter, I know from experience there are players who always seem to know where the ball's going to end up. This isn't about luck at all, despite what people say. Just keep an eye on his movement.
So, a breakthrough already. Looking to play him in. Shot could be on. Chance! The crowd reaction tells you just how close that was.
Oh, he just got it ever so slightly wrong, Peter. There wasn't much in that at all.
Nicely spread. That's been intercepted. And this is Lewandowski. It's Lewandowski! Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Van Dijk. He's quick to return it. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Ooh, perfectly measured that. Vinicius Junior is offering some sort of an apology there.
Encourage the pass with an intelligent run.
Yamal, can he finish? Oh, the ball's... Oh, what has happened here? And again, he's got a goal! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. It was wonderfully efficient.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
And that's it. So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. It's just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Ukraine against Ukraine.
mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. We are just getting started. Roberto, one half, of course, of one of the deadliest strike partnerships in history.
Yeah, he's the perfect fit for Fox in the box.
Rijkaard! That is wonderful from Rijkaard!
As openings go, this is up there. Another magnificent finish from Mr. Magnificent. This could be good, very good.
Well, no goalkeeper would keep that out. It really was a bullet.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
Ukraine are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Ukraine clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Pass is short and sharp. Played backwards here.
Really got in his face there, and it was well played.
Rijkaard. No, it's Bebeto. Shoots! And he nearly went all the way.
Well, that was certainly impressive, Peter. Great run, just a shame the finish let him down.
Van Dijk, tidy with his distribution. Cannavaro carries the ball down the right. Now, can they get him away?
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Mateus was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Skillfully cut out, he is so at ease on the ball. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
And it's Rijkaard. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Lovely, now then. Shapes to shoot! That's put pay to the danger. That is ended up in no man's land. That is good alertness. And here's Rafael Leao. Oh, that's a vigorous challenge. Picked out brilliantly, and he's in on goal. And he shoots! And no mistake. Ukraine are level. Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
The keeper might have been a little unsighted. He seemed awfully late in reacting to that.
So they have it all to do again.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
McAllister. Now it's Rashford. Now try to spin that positively. I certainly can't.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
That has been cut short. Nicely shaped ball. Bebeto in acres of space out wide. Rijkaard receives it in a good position here. Ukraine with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. Ukraine have the chance to go the other way. Engages and forces him off the ball. It's a little off target. Rashford. Zanetti. Nicely weighted ball. That pass isn't the best. Pass somewhat off target. Looking to play him in. Bebeto. Tries to pass it through. Chance to deliver. Shot at goal! Lewandowski gets flagged offside. Mateus. That has not gone well. Passing is crisp and sharp. And it's Bebeto. He's had a shot! Goal, Ukraine! Into the lead once more. Simplicity itself.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass. It put it on a plate for him.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Lovely pass, but can he get there? Mateus. And it's Rashford. Mateus. Looking wide. Now it's Lewandowski. He's got away. Look at the space here. And he's there to belt it away. Rafael oh, shooting chance! It is a fantastic goal! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And once more we are all square. You score, we score!
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
Just way, way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So that's got things underway. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, Peter, I think it would be impossible to overlook this fella, Lamine Yamal.
He's rising! Not a bad try by any means.
Lewandowski certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on.
Oh, that is asking for trouble. It's a throw-in. That's not gone well. Well timed, excellent interception. Szoboszlai. For Valverde. That's a good foray he's making. Donate. Oh, that's a key interception. Schlotterbeck gets across and deals with it. Rafael Leao, and he shoots! Goal, Ukraine! And we have liftoff! Well, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Nicely weighted ball. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Dani Olmo will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. So a chance here, what can they make of it? It's run loose, who's going to get there? Oh, well played, well played. Nicely aimed pass. McAllister. Now it's McAllister. Well, that pass isn't the best. Oh, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
And this is how it's Asa! Well taken goal. They're level in a trice.
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So they have it all to do again.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Played through into space. A corner it is then.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Decisive action. It's a pretty loose pass. Can he get it through? Rafael Leao plays it in. Goal, Ukraine! And he is away. The launch of a brand new hero. Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Rafa tries a shot! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Swings it across. Oh, well played. Shubaslai. That is a little undercooked.
Pretty robust defending.
Oh, he's taken out. That'll be a foul. The referee's come over. It's a red card. Benfica are down to 10 men. And here's Lewandowski. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. They're taking a moment to consider their options.
All alone, just me and this sound. And
So
the
what can they come up with
way
here?
everything
He has
makes
found a way through. He's slinked. Terrific effort, and he's following up. And there's a goal. They are purring, truly purring. Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
Do have the look of a team with genuine ambition. Already on the cusp of promotion, they are looking to make a statement here. We are more than ready. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. There's the whistle. Ukraine with just one principal objective. 90 minutes of action against opponents who will not give way. So Dina between the sticks for this one, widely recognised, as we all know, Jim, to be one of the great keepers from Brazil.
The biggies, for me, there was indeed a time in his career where he was considered as being one of the best, Peter, if not the very best. You don't have a career like his unless you're quite special.
And here's Rashford. Rashford showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Lewandowski is onto it in a flash.
Yeah, that works for me. The denial of movement, blunt and brusque.
Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Looking to play him in. Oh, shooting chance! Fallen kindly here, and he's done it!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. McAllister. They're back on the ball again. Now it's McAllister. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? And he cuts out the supply. Oh, good spread. And he's worked it through. That pass is somewhat less than ideal.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Back in possession and ready to go again. Tries to play it through. No, that's been intercepted. And he has been fouled there. There could be trouble here. But for now, the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. And here's Rashford.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this.
And he shoots! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? McAllister.
Paris Saint-Germain have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
And here's Dani Olmo. Paris Saint-Germain have got it back and they'll have another go. Takes a shot. Oh, that was no routine save.
He's definitely living up to the occasion here. He just loves being out there amongst it.
And we have our very first corner. Ukraine has the chance to go the other way. What a throw in. Payeer Emery. Rafael Leao. Van Dijk wins the duel this time. Tries to pass it through. Quick look, thought about cutting inside. He's had a shot!
And he was there to get a vital touch. That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Schlotterbeck, looking for options for movement. He leaps for it! No, not the best of headers. Threads one in. Rashford. Now here's the delivery. That's the keeper's ball. Lewandowski. Zanetti. Now it's Rafael Leao, and he was quick to react. And it's Olmo. Well timed, excellent interception. Konate. Payeer Emery. Oh, that's a key interception. Knocks it into space. Oh, decent chance! We've got a goal! Not so fast! Not so fast, they say. We want it just as badly. We will make a fight of it. So smooth. A signature finish.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
We're looking at a different game now.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
He gets the ticking off and needs to be very careful now.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter.
Plays a sharp little ball here. Well, that looks a decent ball. McAllister unable to make it happen for all his good intentions.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Well, that has not gone well. And a chance! Superb from Hullet! One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Paris Saint-Germain are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Paris Saint-Germain with the lead. Great vision. Great ball if he can get there. That's going to go a long way. Goes to... Oh, what has happened here? And for sure, that was not one of his best.
Rashford probably should have taken a breath and looked for runners. It helps to put your head up from time to time, Peter.
And that signals the end of the first period. That was a very watchable and entertaining half of football, and it's fair to say that both teams have played their part. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Well, I think starting this half in a strong manner is essential, Peter, if you're chasing the game, which they are. You know, go with intent and purpose. Let your opponents know.
Rashford! Hits off target and by quite a way.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Now it's Hullet. That's destined for the flank. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. Aims beyond the defence. Here comes the cross. And it's safely in the keeper's hands. Rashford. And he's gone searching crossfield. Can he get it through? Look at the space here. Oh, he's got a sight of goal. Hullet does have his name on the score sheet, of course. Owen is in a really good position out wide. Easy enough for the goalkeeper. Oh, that's well spotted. Beckenbauer spots it and intercepts. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Serginho with the slide tackle there. And he's managed to gift it back. Can he get on the end of this? Lovely pass, but can he get there? Out for a throw. Hullet! Harmlessly behind. Beckenbauer picks it up from the goal kick. Rashford providing an outlet on that flank.
Ukraine really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here. Chance! Dani Olmo. Davids. That is ended up in no man's land. Rashford receives it in a wide position. Played over towards the opposite flank. And once more he proves rigid and robust. Van Dijk cuts out the pass. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro 26. Le numéro 10.
Oh, what a mistake!
Le numéro
He's got
7.
away.
Le numéro 18.
Delivery from Mbappe. Ah, chance for a shot! There's a goal! And they are right back in it. Hopes and dreams alive again.
There's the superb character and personality we always talk about, Peter. And you can tell it's really unsettled their opponents. The question now is, can they take maximum advantage of what they've just done?
Well, it would have been harder to miss.
It's shocking, the ease with which he was able to get into the space, and the player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
So again, we have parity.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Mbappe has it out wide and in space. Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. Konate.
Ukraine clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Well, what about it? Ukraine are taking this the full distance. Terrific stuff. And he's made sure that's not getting through. Nicely weighted ball. Well, that's beautifully weighted. He's onside, and he's found a way past. And that's a simple one for the keeper. Passing is crisp and sharp. Pass somewhat off target. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen,
There's the header! Incredible! Just incredible! A game of margins! A game of thrills! This might just do it! Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
he did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Well, they've done the hard part. Now to survive the last few minutes.
Well, what an end to the game, Peter. But now comes the overwhelming question. How long?
Terrific effort! And that's a tidy finish. And there's the goal they've been looking for. It was wonderfully efficient.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Ukraine have surely won it, or so you would think.
Well, I think if they're going to have any hope from here, they'll need to see their more experienced.
Messi! Confirmation that there will be 4 minutes stoppage time. He's having a pop! Now that wasn't a bad hit by any means.
Well, at least his thinking was very good, Peter. Probably thought he hit the target, judging by his reaction.